What's good, everyone? It's Nigel here, Black Sex Apparel. And today was chest day. Yes, chest day. I decided to go for it. Oh, I wasn't feeling I tell you what, there are times when you go to the gym and you feel strong, and there are days when you don't. Today I wasn't feeling particularly strong this morning, but I thought I'd go for it anyway. I planned yesterday to go for a 180 bench. So I kept that in mind, irregardless of how I felt when I got to the gym today. For some reason, I didn't have a good night's sleep, so it wasn't best preparing for a 180 bench. So as you can see, I started warming up with 60, then 100, then 140. Only did one rep, as you see. I didn't want to fatigue myself going into the big set, and here it was. Failure.
Oh, thanks, bro. Yeah, man.
You wouldn't want him to give it to you.
Huh?
You made so much energy bringing it over.
Yeah.
I hear it because you're by yourself, you by yourself, you used to
Yeah,
do it
yeah,
yourself. There's no harm sometimes, man. Get it over your chest and then just get that big push.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I felt harder
as well, man.
But I felt harder than I thought it would be, though. I thought it'd be. Oh.
Go in your head, man.
Yeah.
Power, man. That's a shot. That's a shot, man. Get tight, man. Let's go. Yep. Strong. Push. There you go. Drive it. There you go. Nice. That was a better one.
Yeah, man.
That was a better one. Yeah, that was way better.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. But I still.
The balance was better that time.
Yeah.
It was more supported. And then it was taking its time to come up.
Yeah. I get it.
It looked way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Rush the other one.
Yeah, to try to get it
You know what
done.
I mean? You try to get it up.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'll get it comfortably in the end. Yeah.
I wouldn't even say go again, but
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
So there you go. I went for it the first time. I went for it the second time. It didn't really work out. They had to touch the bar, so it wasn't a clean couple of reps. But I will get it eventually. I will get it. So yeah. There's no such thing as failure. Failure is a preparation for for non-failure, I suppose. But yeah, I was a bit annoyed, but it is what it is. I didn't get it. So I then moved on to drop sets, 140, again 140, drop into 100, drop into 60. And as you can see on the second set here, I've got my feet up. That's just to make it a little bit harder. As those of you who are avid bench pressers knows that if your feet's planted into the ground, that's where the bench starts. That's where the pressing starts, with your feet. If you didn't know that already, please be reminded, or please note that the bench press starts with your feet. It starts with your feet. So you got to set the press up by planting your feet into the ground to make it a little bit easier. So it's not just your chest or your triceps or push movement. It starts from your feet. So plant your feet into the ground when you do that movement. So yeah, putting my feet up is obviously taking that or adding added stress to the chest. Taking my feet out of it makes it a bit more difficult. And that's why I do it on the second set. It's a bit harder to do it with 3 plates. I have done it before, but at the minute I'm not as strong as I used to be. I'd say that. I'd admit that openly. But I am building back up to that strength, hopefully in time. Again, I did about 5 sets of these drop sets. Started off at 5 for 140. I believe I got 5 for 100 and then 10 with 60. I was fairly fatigued, to be fair, having tried or attempted those sets before the 180 sets. So it's fairly difficult going into the drop sets. But I wanted to do this. I wanted to, I didn't do many reps, obviously building up to the 180 press. So I needed to really fatigue the chest. I am training as a bodybuilder after all. I'm not a power lifter, but it's great to get these heavy lifts under your belt sometimes, even if it's just for your confidence. Knowing that I used to do this fairly comfortably back in the day, trying avidly to build back up to it, and I will get there eventually. I think this was set number 5 on the 140 drop sets. By this time, I was fairly fatigued, so I probably could have got 3 or 4 reps, but I didn't have a spotter, so I didn't want to chance it and end up with the bar across my chest, struggling. That's why it's great sometimes to have a training partner. You could push yourself that little bit extra, as opposed to training on your own, which I predominantly do. So again, yes, nothing that I haven't already explained I'm doing here. Feet's going to go off the bench this time for the 60 kilo for 10. Again, it's a fairly light weight for me, so I'm trying to make it as hard as I can here by lifting my feet. It looks a bit silly, to be fair, but it works and gets the job done, and that's what it's all about. And from there, I moved on to these dumbbell flies, and I combined it with the chest press. So I didn't do it on this one, but okay, it comes up on the next set, I believe. But I did some 4 sets of dumbbell flies after those bench press, 32 kilos. Felt a bit heavy again. I was fatigued from attempting those heavy sets. But yeah, dumbbell flies for 4 sets of 10 or 12, I believe. Then I moved on to combine the dumbbell fly with a chest press. I think it's coming up now. No, it's not this set. This is another set of the dumbbell flies that I did. Incline, by the way. The bench is slightly inclined, and that's for a reason as well. So you should feel it different if you as opposed to doing it flat bench incline. You should really angle the dumbbell to hit your upper chest. That's what I'm trying to hit there when I'm doing those flies. So with the bench set slightly incline, you should really focus or angle the dumbbells in a way that you feel that you're hitting your top chest. And I always say to you guys, as those of you, the 5 or 10 of you who watch my videos, that you should really train on feel. Feel is massively important. When I say that, you must feel that muscle working. If you're feeling that muscle working, you know it's working. So mind-muscle connection comes into everything. So always do that. So yeah, this is the set I was talking about, set number 3 or 4, I believe, 3, where I'm combining a dumbbell fly with this chest press, close grip dumbbell chest press. It's a brutal combination, actually, and one I say to add to your chest game. As you've seen from previous sessions, my chest session, they vary, but they don't vary that much. Most of my sessions are pretty much the same for the most part. You see, I do mix things up, obviously. Like I said to you, sometimes I have high reps days, as some of you guys know. On my leg days, I could have 50 rep sets, as opposed to going really heavy. So I do mix things up in that sense, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. If it works, it works. I see people now doing all these fancy exercises and trying to reinvent how we train, and that's all well and good. If it works for you, it works for you, I suppose. But at the end of the day, the conventional stuff works, and that's what I believe you should stick to. That's what I stick to. And it's done me good over the years. So and these are the again, this is an exercise I use for chest, right? It's a great chest exercise, I believe. I love it. The pump I get from this is amazing. But I do understand that some people use this as a back exercise. And yes, of course, it does bring the lats into, as you can see, my lats is working here. But again, if you go back to mind-muscle connection and really connect with your chest in doing this movement, it is a great chest exercise. So yes, I do understand some people use this as a back exercise. As you can see, like I said previously, you can see the back working here as well. But for me, this is a great chest exercise. You don't see many people doing this. You know, and you can see it from a different angle here, the movement. You don't need to, you see sometimes people, you know, putting their back on the bench and taking their backside off the bench and doing it in front of you. You don't need to do all of that. Just use the bench like I'm using it here. Use the bench as your support and do the damn work. And it works. Great exercise. Again, I did, I believe, 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, I believe, on these before I moved on to one of my favorite tricep exercises. And this looks, it does look like you're hitting your biceps here. And you will hit your biceps. I'm not saying you wouldn't, but for me, this is a tricep exercise. And this allows you to go really heavy as well. Again, mind-muscle connection is crucial here. Really squeezing the triceps as you do this exercise is important. This is a tricep exercise for me, as much as it does look like it's biceps. And this was, I believe it was set number 3 or 4. Like I said, I didn't add every single set. You kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here at a different angle. Yes, this is for me, I love this exercise. It's good for a good pump as well. Yeah, again, you are going to hit your biceps, like I say, but for me, this is predominantly a tricep exercise. And if you don't do this, again, please always remember mind-muscle connection on these exercises. Because if you're, I mean, looking in the mirror, you know, you could be, you stop concentrating because you're looking at your biceps, as I'm doing here, and you could lose concentration and you start feeling your biceps more than your triceps. But if you keep the focus on this exercise, like I said, this allows you to go very heavy whilst hitting your tricep. You know, so yeah, it's for me, it's a great exercise. And then I move on to your conventional tricep extension. And if you look at the angle here, it's not directly above my head, this movement. It doesn't look that way from the angle that I'm watching it, but it goes back slightly at a 45-degree angle when I do this. This is me directly above the head now to finish off, I believe. So I did a bit of a combination set here. This is a better angle. You see, it's not directly above the head. I'm pushing it out at an angle, and I feel like it hits the bottom of the tricep slightly better in doing it like that. If you have a bit of tennis elbow, this is probably not the best exercise because you are going to feel it in your elbows. If you know, a lot of us as we get older suffer from a bit of tennis elbow. So yeah, make sure you warm up sufficiently. It's a good exercise, but I'd say warm up sufficiently before you do it because you probably will feel it in your elbows if you haven't warmed up sufficiently. And of course, this is your conventional dips. Another good exercise. I'm leaning forward here on this movement. Some people lean back, but the angle is not great here. But I'm leaning forward on this, and this allows you to hit your triceps a bit more. So remember, you can stay backward or stay upright, but if you lean slightly forward on this exercise, you will hit your tricep a little better. Again, train on feel. Always, if you feel it's working, if you could change the angle slightly and you feel it working the triceps a bit better, do that. Do that. And that's how you get better. That's how you become in tune with your body, with your physique, and how to build and grow and etc. So that's what I do. You should do it too. It works for me. I hope you agree. And triceps pull down here. Again, not much to say about this. Again, you don't want to bring your shoulders into this too much. You want to keep your hands in a neutral position and utilize the tricep. You don't want to be moving your arms forward, bringing your shoulders and back into this movement whatsoever. This is a tricep extension, not a shoulder or back extension. So yeah, keep it that way. And that's all I do. Nothing else to explain here, really. Everyone does these. Just try to do them correctly. Off season, always posing. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, another set, a tricep extension. Different. I tried to change the angle so you could see what I mean by not moving my arms too much. My arms are staying in that neutral position. Look at where my elbows stay. They're not moving forward. They're staying in that neutral position. So the tension is solely on the tricep. Yes, of course, you're going to hit your forearms and stuff like that, but that's not bad. How often do you train your forearms? I really train my forearm. So there you go. It will come into the exercise, but if you reduce the movement in your elbows or your arms, then it would focus solely on your tricep. And that was it, really. Good session, off-season condition, as usual. This is how I'm looking in the off-season. I'm fairly happy with this look. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with this look. I weighed myself this morning. I was about 93 kilos. So I said 95 in my last video. I'm 2 kilos shy of 95. Which ain't bad, to be fair. Back condition, always in condition. I hope you agree. And that was it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Much love. Take care. Peace.